Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, December 15th. And you can see temperature is quite mild out there this morning. In fact, our normal highs are in the low 30s, lows in the upper teens. So you can see here early on this morning we're a good 10 degrees above our normal high. So just a tremendously warm pattern around. And we're going to continue that right on through Christmas. In fact, we could have quite a spectacular Christmas Eve and Christmas Day weather-wise, and we'll talk about that in just a second. If we look at the low-level wind field, you can see the west-northwest winds blowing into Michigan behind that system that just left us. And we'll have a nice dry day today and still be mild. It'll be cooler, but it'll still be about 10 degrees above normal with highs in the mid to possibly upper 40s. And then we're going to be watching, you can see another low-pressure system back around the southern Rockies that's going to be moving off to our west over the next 24 hours. And that's going to bring more rain into the area as we get into Wednesday night, and then possibly some of the coldest air of the season, but it's not going to last. And we'll talk about that again in a second. Here on this morning's weather map, you can see that low pressure developing that'll be moving into parts of Kansas here later today on its way towards Lake Superior again. High pressure will be in control of our weather for one day, and we'll have, again, pretty decent weather out there. By tomorrow morning, you see that low pressure is down right in your south central Minnesota, and a warm front and occluded front's going to be heading this way. This is not going to be able to draw up nearly as much moisture as the last system, so I think amounts are going to be generally under a quarter of an inch for most of the MAC area, maybe even not that much, but certainly I think all areas will get some showers for tomorrow and tomorrow night. If we look at the forecast map as we move ahead to Friday morning, and you can see that the low pressure will be off to our east cold front coming through, and we're going to have snow showers into the day on Thursday and Friday with that low pressure system, again, bringing some of the cold air down behind it. And then over the weekend, we got a system, and then we got, again, a potentially big system later next week, and that's what we're going to focus on, is that system coming in around Christmas Eve. And you can see some of the precipitation amounts that it's trying to be spit out. This is the GFS, the European, very similar, showing some heavy rains across the state of Michigan back to the southwest. And if we zoom in on a closer look at the GFS, take about 3/4 of an inch. We'll have a couple of systems that could bring us a half inch, 3/4 inch altogether. But you can still see with some of the areas projected to be in that 3 to 4 inch plus range, it certainly looks like we could see a couple of inches of rain in some areas. Now, whether this heavier band of rain with that storm next week is across to Ohio or northern Michigan, well, we've got a lot of time, and it's most likely going to change quite a few times. But both models, the main ones we look at, are putting down a pretty good storm as we get into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And with that storm, look at the forecast for Christmas Day. Temperatures around 70 in Toledo, 60s all the way up to the top of lower Michigan with low to mid 60s, upper 60s across much of the MAC area. So it could be quite a Christmas to remember here. So if the kids got some outside type toys, they may actually get out there and play them, especially if that storm were to track farther north and take the heaviest rains with it farther to the northwest, like a lot of these past storms have done. And as far as the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlook, they both look almost identical with much above normal temperatures across much of the area east of the Mississippi and across the Gulf to the Great Lakes. Lots of moisture expected during that time as well. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.